Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Stacking Perpetrator here. Today's video, I'm kind of going to make this part 2. We're going to do an album fill, but we're going to do this a part 2 as to what do you do with your coin collection as far as handing it down when you know the people that you would give a portion of your collection to, or if you possibly wanted to give your entire collection to somebody in the family, but you know that all they want is the money and all they're going to do is instantly cash it out because they want to know how much you get. So while we go through some things, I'm going to, I guess, talk about these coins and do the album fill and kind of fill you in on what I've been thinking about doing. What you see before you is my mom had 4 of these proof sets, 1987. That is the year that my daughter was born. She used to go to a lot of garage sales, and her and my dad went to a lot of flea markets and stuff. So I imagine when she found these cheap, she bought them and she wound up getting 4 sets. I know that's why she put them back, because it's the only proof set she had. And they're kind of toned and have spots and things. And there's nothing, this is more of a common proof set. It's not worth a whole lot, but she did buy them based on the date and a card that I found in one of them with my daughter's name on it. She did buy those and put those back for her. So part of the collection that another family member only wanted to cash out for, I found something that was intended for my daughter, so I will hang on to those since I pretty much bought the collection out so the other person could have the money. And I will set these back and give these to my daughter, because that's what, with the card inside one of them, I know that's what my mom intended for these, because that's why she bought them, because of the birth year. What else we have from my mom is she had a tube, 23 Ikes, so she just wrote $23 on it. She had some bicentennials. These were put out in 75 and 76. This one happens to be the Philly, and it is a type 1. I know that it's a type 1 because it's the small letters in the United States of America in the $1. Or type, this is a type 2. The type 1 has the bolder font letters. So this is a type 2. That was a Philly. That was, I already went through them. That is the better coin. This is also another bicentennial. This is the Denver. I'll bring out the loop so the camera doesn't pick it up. And you can see right there above 1976, there's a D between the 9 and 7 and Ike's neck. So that makes that the Denver. That was the only one in the pile. The rest of them are Phillies. I got some 71s, a couple of 72s, a couple of 74s, 3 74s. There's a 77 and 78. I will go through those. I haven't actually went through them. I just decided that they're Ikes. And Mom put these back. Again, it was the same thing like she did with the Kennedys. Every time she got one, she just hung on to it. I will hold these back, and my girlfriend's son, he kind of likes these, and we can use these for little incentives when he does good, or just something. Give him one, let him put it in his collection. None of these are good enough to send out for grading. I've already looked at them. They've been circulated, and they have some kind of scratch or something on them that would keep them from grading real high. So, but I will hang on to these. Most of the Kennedys, there was so many of them, and I went through searching everything. Those did go to the bank because they are just worth the face value. Nothing spectacular. But what we're going to do with these two, and if you remember, it's been a while. I got this Dansko bicentennial coinage album, and we started working on it. And I was discussing how they did the S silver, but there's two types of the San Francisco silver. There's the business strike version that comes in an envelope with a card. Sometimes it's a red envelope. I think it's a red envelope, and then the card around it is tan. It's got the quarter, the half, and the Ike dollar. And then there's a proof set in a plastic that has a flip on it. And the 3 coins are, if you've ever busted one of those out, that is probably the hardest set to bust out to free the coins up. So what I'm going to do, and I think because I had these, and I know when I was going to the Kennedys, I pulled out a couple of the bicentennials that my mom had saved. So I will probably, because all the confusion and stuff, I pulled a couple of the bicentennials back before I sent them to the bank. So I will probably dig those up and put those in here too, and kind of make this a collection with some coins from mom in here. But we've got a section here in the album. We've got a section for the 76 Philly copper nickel and the 76D copper nickel. It's a clad. So I already showed you this one. It's the Philly. There's no mint mark under the neck. This is the better coin. So we'll put that in this spot. This I started this album for fun, but now it's going to have a little extra special meaning because it has coins from mom's collection in it. Here's the Denver. Again, circulated. Both of these are type 2, like I explained about the font used for the United States of America and the $1. These are the type 2s. They have the small font. So I go ahead and put this one in the D slot. And you know how I am about stickers, but I did made a Post-it note so that when I go through and catalog my collection, I will make sure to note it. And I put on here P&D clad Ikes from mom's collection, and I will put this right there so that I won't, when I go to catalog this album, I'll know to write that down. And then I will put in, when I swap the 2 Kennedys out, I will put another sticker over here. Another one of these Office Depot, I forget what the technical name for these things are. Post-it note. That's what it is. I'll put a Post-it note over here too until I catalog it. But we got two more coins done in the bicentennial coinage. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of thought on what to do with my collection, and I've come to the determination, and I will keep you informed in how the progress works. as I go through this. But I've decided to, instead of doing a will or just writing something out to say, hey, so-and-so gets this, so-and-so gets that, I'm going to go the route of what's called a revocable trust or a living trust. And what that does is your assets, you can put your house, your cars, if you got a boat, if you got an RV, if you've got rental property, your bank accounts, your standard bank accounts. If you have a business, like I have a business, I can put the LLC, I can put it into the trust. And with the trust, what happens, because I've been doing some research on it, with a trust, as long as it's done correctly and you have done what they call fund the trust by moving the titles, having the titles changed to reflect that the trust is the actual owner. With that, with the trust, it gives you some flexibility, and then also it cuts down on the family arguments because the trust spells out who gets what, and everything in the trust winds up bypassing probate court. So none of that. It's a direct, you pass away, whoever the trustee is that you have listed that takes over once you pass, then they go through and get all the paperwork done and distribute the assets that are within the trust to the people that you wanted them to go through. Sometimes there might be a time limit, so they manage, like you might have a bank account set up for a child and you don't want them to get the money. Let's say they're 21 and you don't want them to actually get the money until they turn 30, so they don't just blow it and make bad choices. Then you can, with your living trust or revocable trust, you can set it up so that, okay, the money's maintained, it's yours, but you don't get it until certain conditions are met, whether that be a certain age or if they're on drugs or alcohol or I forget the other thing. You can withhold or give them smaller portions so you don't wind up just giving them a lump sum of money and they spend it. This is something I'm researching, so I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just letting you know the route that I'm going to take, and it's up to you and you alone to do your own research and do your own financial estate planning. I'm choosing the route of doing a trust. They do vary state to state. Principles are pretty much the same, but there are technicalities that you have to watch for. So if you decide to look into it, please consult the attorney of your state, because I'm only documenting how mine is going to be done, how mine is set up, what I go through, the costs for me in my state. My situation might be different because my business is an LLC, so you may not have one. You may have a S Corp, a C Corp, a partnership. You might be doing business as whatever, so your circumstances will be different than mine. So anyways, we did an album fill in the bicentennial album. I showed you a couple proof sets. There's some Ike dollars. Let me know your thoughts below, down in the comments, and I will see you on another video.